everyone, I'm your host Heather Dawson and welcome to RC Spotlight, an exciting program highlighting businesses here in Rancho Cucamonga. Another reason to work, play, and live in our beautiful city.
A passion for handcrafted beer and a love of Rancho Cucamonga is what led to the opening of our city's first microbrewery. Rancho natives Joshua and Kristen Hamilton recently opened Hamilton Family Brewery in an industrial building on 7th Street near Archibald. The journey to starting the brewery began with Joshua, who had a passion for home brewing.
What really got me hooked was when I was able to share my first batch with my buddies and they enjoyed it. And so it kind of brought a lot of my passions together, being creative and working with my hands, and then hanging out with my friends and just being around people and all that. So there's just so much about things that encompass brewing beer and drinking beer that I just fell in love with.
But opening a business, any business, is not cheap. So Joshua and Kristen took a big leap of faith to transition from home brewing to opening a commercial microbrewery.
I never in my wildest dreams would have thought that we would have owned a brewery.
Basically, they sold their home and everything they own to pursue their dream.
What it took to start our brewery was we sold everything we owned, the house, all the kids' toys and everything, and we moved in with the in-laws. So we sacrificed a lot, but it was well worth it, and now here we are.
Here they are indeed. The Hamilton Family Brewery has gotten off to a successful start. The word is getting out among beer lovers who are coming to the brewery to taste authentic craft beer that uses all natural ingredients.
All our beers start with that: barley, water, hops, and yeast. And then some of them that we do, our seasonal beers, we'll get the real ingredients. We don't use any extracts or flavor additives or anything like that. So we do a watermelon beer in the summer, and we'll get big fat 20 watermelons, cut them all up, puree all that, add that into the beer. Our 909 beer has oranges. We puree that, add that into the boil. We do a double mango, double IPA is very popular. We get organic mangoes. So whenever we approach our beer, the ingredients are going to be the freshest, most purest thing we can get our hands on. And then I believe it shows in the final product.
Also what shows in the beer is the Hamiltons' love for Rancho Cucamonga. Many of the labels on their brews feature Rancho history and local landmarks.
So for Gold Rush, we have the waterfall at the top of Sapphire. For Brethren, we have the church on Archibald and Church Street. For 909, we have in the background the Cucamonga Peak mountain range. For Young Fool, we have George Chafee Jr. sitting on his house on Etiwanda, first house with electricity west of the Rockies. On Midnight Oil, we have the gas station that's on Archibald and Route 66. And on 2x4 IPA, we have the lake from the Red Hill Park.
Another twist to Hamilton Family Brewery is the family aspect. Not only is the whole Hamilton family involved in the business, but they strive to make their business fun and family-friendly, with root beer and juice boxes for the kids and board games for everyone.
Definitely not a bar atmosphere at all. The lights are on, we have the roll-up door open, and it's just a family-friendly, fun, think coffee shop meets beer. That's kind of how I like to explain it to people.
The Hamilton Family Brewery Tasting Room is located at 9757 7th Street, Suite 802. They're open in the afternoons and evenings, Wednesday through Saturday. For more information, check out their website at hamiltonfamilybrewery.com. Or better yet, stop by and say hi. I'm David Wiley for RC Spotlight.
Music and Art Center is the nation's largest music lesson provider and the place Rancho Cucamonga musicians come to grow.
Along with our lesson program, we have a great retail shop, and we also have the nation's largest repair network. We can get your musical instrument up to playing condition or help keep it there. And then we have a fantastic rental program that allows new students and new players to play on high-quality name brand instruments without having to put a ton of money out of pocket.
The retailer of choice for student musicians and educators, teaching and supporting 5 surrounding school districts.
We've been servicing schools and students and professional musicians for 60 plus years. And we continue that here in Rancho in California. We actually have people whose job it is to support the school band director and go school to school to make sure that educators have everything they need. If a kid comes in from, say, Alta Loma Junior High and they really want to get into the jazz band, we can help them with that. You know, same thing with the classical kid or the adult. Adults are a different animal than child students. We don't only cater to child students. I think our oldest student is 94.
Music and Art Center has earned high notoriety, their goal being to create the best possible multi-channel experience for their customers.
All of our teachers are fully background checked. We have a safe, fun learning environment here. All of our teachers have their specialties, but they can all teach all levels. All of our teachers are professional working musicians and professional teachers. We all have the same idea on let's get everybody doing what they want to do. We hold events here in store. We have an open mic second Friday of every month, and performance opportunities for all of our in-house students.
Comprising of over 100 educational representatives nationwide, Music and Arts Center offers Rancho Cucamonga friendly service and professional expertise.
Between our teachers and some of our customers, we do have some Grammy and local independent award nominees and winners. It's a blast. You should come in here and see who you meet.
For more information, come on in to Music and Arts Center or visit stores.musicarts.com/Rancho-Cucamonga. Reporting for RC Spotlight, I'm Marco Gutierrez.
There's a new restaurant that's taking Rancho Cucamonga by storm. It's called Paul Martens American Grill, located at Victoria Gardens. Paul Martens American Grill was founded by Paul Fleming, who also owns Fleming Steakhouse and P.F. Chang's. But Paul Martens offers a different type of atmosphere.
This particular location in Victoria Gardens has been open less than a year. We opened in June. We're a casual restaurant where we serve fresh ingredients, fresh food, but also we still provide a fine dining experience with our guests.
With a motto of seasonal and delicious, Paul Martens American Grill serves fresh food using the best seafood from sustainable fisheries and free-range and natural meats and poultry along with fresh produce. They also have a full bar that features artisan cocktails made with home-infused liquors along with popular craft beers. And even though Paul Martens has only been open in Rancho for a few months, the word is getting out with great ratings on review sites like Yelp.
It's a casual setting that we have here, but we still provide a fine dining experience for our guests. People are raving about our food, how great it tastes, and also our extensive wine list that we have. Approximately about a little bit over 100 bottles of wine that we serve by the glass. We also have crafted beers that we carry. They're very, very good. And we also have our infused spirits that we do in-house. One of our popular ones are raspberry martini that we sell in our happy hour for $5.
While Paul Martens first started in Roseville, California, when they were looking to expand to the Inland Empire, Rancho Cucamonga was an easy choice.
Our company did some research and they partnership with the city and also with the Chamber of Rancho Cucamonga and looking at the location, which would be a prime spot for us to be exposed with our new concept here in the Inland Empire.
And while Paul Martens features a delicious daily menu, they also have specials that can make fine dining all the more affordable.
Our promotions that we currently have, we're going to continue with our promotions. Right now we're running a $49 wine dinner, which comes with a bottle of wine, 2 entrees of their choice. Also it comes with your organic salad. On Tuesdays we also have our fried chicken special, which is for $22. And also we have our famous Sunday prime rib dinner for $25.
Paul Martens American Grill is located along North Main Street in Victoria Gardens and is open daily with happy hour specials from 3 to 8 p.m. For more information or to make a reservation, go to paulmartensamericangrill.com. I'm David Wiley for RC Spotlight.
Well, the Tesla Motors Superchargers were recently installed at Victoria Gardens. Let's take a look.
Tesla Superchargers are now in Rancho Cucamonga. We hung out with Principal Management Analyst Fabian Viennes about bringing Tesla and the Superchargers to Rancho Cucamonga.
Tesla Motors is one of those exciting new companies that they're an electric vehicle premier company, and we know that they were building superchargers throughout the nation. And so consistent with our own efforts to be an electric vehicle friendly community, we had reached out to Tesla and let them know that Rancho Cucamonga would be an ideal location for them to locate one of their superchargers.
Ideally located in Victoria Gardens, it's the perfect place to charge your Tesla vehicle.
There's a lot of amenities and shopping and restaurants for Tesla owners to come, charge up their vehicles, and enjoy everything that Victoria Gardens has to offer.
But it wasn't easy finding the perfect location. It was a process, but well worth the wait.
We did work closely with Victoria Gardens and with Tesla Motors representatives to pick the ideal location. We did look at other locations, but ultimately we felt this one was ideal. The space in terms of being able to locate all the infrastructure in one area that doesn't take away any of the parking spaces was key.
In association with Healthy RC and the efforts to be as environmentally friendly as possible, bringing over the Tesla Superchargers was very important.
We made a lot of efforts to become an electric vehicle friendly community, and with that we've installed several public electrical vehicle charging stations throughout the community, and we've done expedited permit processing, stuff like that. But we thought the presence of a Tesla Supercharger station would really go well with our efforts at being an electric vehicle friendly community.
There are currently 10 vehicle charging stations located throughout the city. So why add a Tesla Supercharger station?
Tesla Motors chose Rancho Cucamonga as their location for the Superchargers in the Inland Empire. Because of the strategic location here, we're along the 10 corridor, along the 15 corridor, and provides a convenient stop for people in the Southern California area who are traveling to Arizona, to Las Vegas, to Palm Springs, to all the the mountain resort communities, and need to charge up their Tesla vehicles.
For RC Spotlight, I'm Corey Takei.
Since opening their first gym in 1998 and the growing popularity in the sport of rock climbing, Hangar 18 Indoor Climbing Gym has opened its second newest location in Rancho Cucamonga.
We've grown exponentially in the past 18 years that we've been open. We got a great location here, really accessible to everyone who's in the Rancho community. We're right by Victoria Gardens. It's a great place to come, climb, and then go hang out afterwards.
The new massive state-of-the-art facility offers 4,200 square feet of dedicated boulder terrain with problems of all styles and levels of difficulty.
Bouldering is a little bit more like the wind sprints of climbing. When you're on a top rope, it's a little bit longer of a distance and it's a little bit easier technique and strength-wise. Bouldering, you only have about 12 or 15 feet to get off the ground, so it's very strength-oriented and technique-oriented. That being said, we do have climbs in here that are very easy for kids and beginners, all the way up to very, very advanced.
You definitely work out every part of your body, so that's a plus. Also just meeting other people too. I met former alumni from my school and also other people that climb outdoors, so that's really helped me progress.
We see everyone from little kids that come in here and climb a couple times a week in the mornings, all the way up to professional athletes who come in here. We see a lot of pro rock climbers from other gyms in Colorado or from the East Coast come down and hit our gyms when they're in Southern California. And then everyone from your normal day-to-day working people. Because we're in a warehouse district, we see a lot of people who just are working, come over on their lunch break to get a quick workout in.
My job, I'm an arborist, so I climb trees for a living. And a buddy of mine who is a rock climber told me you'd really like it, so I came down and checked it out, fell in love with the sport.
Hangar 18 has all climbing gear and staff to accommodate your next group event, from field trips to church groups, team building, and corporate events.
We do have a great involvement with the community. We're starting to do movie nights here, so all of our members and community members can come in and watch climbing movies after hours here. We project them onto one of the big walls, so you get a big screen feel for it. You can just kind of come and hang out. It's really nice.
Here at Hangar, it's a very close-knit community that's actually very easy to get plugged into and involved with, and you feel like you belong here. Can't say I've ever met a climber that wasn't an amazing person, which is a wonderful thing in this world.
It's such a good community because people will help each other out when they're climbing, and so you just make friends that way. You introduce yourself, and I've probably gotten to become friends with at least 15 different people. We actually created a group called Sticky Bandits Crew, so that's our climbing group that we have.
Hangar 18 is known for its world-class route setting and offers all of the latest and greatest shapes from climate holds, made in a production facility right next door.
We only use climate holds here, so we're actually the only gym in the world that uses climate holds exclusively, which is another local Rancho business. It's one of the biggest hold distributors in the world. Makes climbing holds that we ship everywhere, Canada, Japan, Norway, it goes all over the world. This gym in particular is the only gym in the world that is exclusively climate holds, and because they are so closely connected, we do get holds that aren't released to the public yet in here. So there's climbing holds here that are only available in the Rancho location at this time.
Hangar 18 offers special discounts off gear and merchandise to its members and has everything you need to get started.
Our normal memberships are $46. We do offer discounts for military, fire, police, students. There's a ton of different discounts available. With the discount, it's $33 a month. There's no initiation fees or contracts of any kind. It just runs month-to-month billing. It's a great deal because you get access to all 8 of the gyms, all the gears included, rental, as well as lessons.
Whether you're a beginner or experienced climber, come on down to Hangar 18 where you'll experience some of the best climbing possible. For more information, check out climbhangar18.com. Reporting for RC Spotlight, I'm Marco Gutierrez.
Many of us are looking to shed some pounds and get in better shape in 2015, but finding a gym that's right for you can be difficult. Well, a new approach to fitness is coming to Rancho Cucamonga. The doors will open soon on a new Crunch Fitness UFC gym, kind of a hybrid. The combination of Crunch Fitness and UFC provides a variety of ways for people of all ages and fitness levels to get in shape, all while getting rid of some of the negative stereotypes that plague many gyms.
You know, Crunch Fitness and our UFC brand, our core values are really that we're gonna have a lower price point to get everybody involved in fitness, okay? On top of that, we're gonna keep a cleaner environment, we're gonna have a friendlier staff, and we're gonna have well-maintained equipment, meaning if stuff goes down, we wanna know about it, we wanna fix it, because that's what turns a lot of people off with the gym industry these days.
Rancho Cucamonga will be the first location to combine a Crunch Fitness and UFC gym under one roof. The goal of Crunch Fitness is to make working out enjoyable. They'll provide a lot of traditional gym equipment along with a wide variety of classes.
We have a wide array of group classes that we offer, everything from more dance style classes like Zumba, extremely popular, and Zumba tracks all age groups, young and middle age and our older members as well, and it's super fun. We have classes that are more mainstream like yoga and Pilates. We also have boot camps that are really different. We're Bosu boot camp and chisel with weights. We also have classes for our senior members that are specific for them.
Now on the other side, the UFC gym takes the martial arts and workout programs that UFC fighters use and tailors them for the general public.
So we take the workouts that we did for fighting and then we reverse engineer it. In those we come up with certain circuits that are very safe, fun, and then when you do the fighting as the kickboxing and boxing, you do it in a fun environment. Most people, they don't want to go in there and get punched. They don't want to go in there and walk to work the next day and not be able to walk. They want to have fun. So we take the fun components out, make it not so serious for the people that just want to enjoy themselves. They want to do something different. They're tired of working out in the normal gym. So here they're doing a workout, they're accomplishing their goals, but they're having fun and learning something while they're doing it.
With Crunch Fitness and the UFC gym under one roof, it gives people a variety of choices in the types of workouts they'd like to do and how intense they want to approach it, all while making it affordable and attainable for everyone.
We have price points as low as $9.95 a month. So what happens is the whole family can work out. There's no one way to get in shape. There's not one set way. A lot of times certain people like the Zumba, they might like the yoga. So all under one roof, we offer it for everyone, and we make it attainable and make our price points where people can afford it.
Now, the Crunch Fitness UFC gym is expected to open its doors in late February, and officials say they're sure people will be impressed with what they see.
I think what you're going to find and what people can expect to find when they step into this location is a beautiful facility that is tons of state-of-the-art equipment, immaculately clean, with a team of people that are fun, that are friendly, that are motivating, that are here to help, and allow to welcome everybody with a no judgments philosophy that says that we have a fitness program for you regardless of your starting point, regardless of your age, regardless of your budget.
So if getting in shape or staying in shape is your goal, check out the new Crunch Fitness UFC gym opening soon, just east of the I-15 at 12739 Foothill Boulevard. I'm David Wiley for RC Spotlight.
And this year's parade had some very special guests. David Wiley caught up with the extraordinary members of the Special Olympics.
It's expected to be the largest sporting event in 2015, and it's coming to Southern California. The Special Olympics World Games is coming to Los Angeles in July, and it's expected to draw 7,000 international athletes, 30,000 volunteers, and over 500,000 spectators. This will not only be the biggest sporting event of 2015, it'll be the largest event of any kind in Southern California since the 1984 Olympics. And Rancho Cucamonga will be playing a very special part in these games. During an announcement before the November 5th City Council meeting, event officials declared Rancho Cucamonga a host town for the Special Olympics World Games. The Rancho Cucamonga City Council was joined by officials from the Games to raise the Special Olympics flag after the big announcement. Being a host town means that Rancho Cucamonga will host some of the many athletes coming to Southern California prior to the start of the Games on July 25th. Already, a number of representatives marched in the city's Founders Day parade and got a warm Rancho Cucamonga welcome from the crowd. And more celebrations and acknowledgments of the Special Olympics World Games and these very special athletes are planned in Rancho Cucamonga in the coming months. Be part of it. Help support these special athletes during this special year. For the first 70 years of the last century, the region that is now Rancho Cucamonga was primarily used for agriculture. The communities of Alta Loma, Etiwanda, and Cucamonga were home to acres and acres of vineyards that supported the numerous area wineries, as well as citrus and nut orchards, and even local canning and bottling operations.
The city had basically the major rail line, which was the Pacific Electric Rail, that went up to Alta Loma and Etiwanda so that there could have packing houses there along the rail to get out produce to other locations.
But by the 1970s, families from LA and Orange County started moving to the area seeking affordable housing. By 1975, there were concerns about how the region was growing and how it would develop in the future. So area leaders formed the Tri-Community Incorporation Committee to push for cityhood. And in late 1977, voters approved incorporation and the city of Rancho Cucamonga was created with an initial population of about 44,000. And it was that first city council that really set the stage for future development in Rancho Cucamonga.
In the early 80s, the city actually created their first general plan, and at that time, it was the city with a plan. They really wanted to look at the opportunities throughout the community and plan for the best possible development. So at that time, they started looking at where the major commercial development should be, where existing residential uses were and how to identify the best locations to keep compatibility between those different types of uses.
That plan set out clear guidelines for how the city would be developed for a multitude of uses.
It was identified in the north end that there should be mostly residential in the north end with some small neighborhood commercial centers, and that along Foothill Boulevard would be the major commercial, which was also Route 66. Later then, they looked at creating an office corridor along Haven Avenue and then industrial in the southern portion of the city.
With that plan from the first city council and the guidance and expertise of city staff, Rancho Cucamonga began developing large-scale housing in the mid-1980s.
For instance, Terra Vista Planned Community was developed, which had a multitude of different types of housing opportunities, including multifamily, single-family, as well as a very large commercial complex.
With the housing boom in the 1980s, Rancho Cucamonga's population exploded to more than 100,000 residents by 1990. So the 1990s brought a plethora of new projects to Rancho, including a new civic center, the Epicenter Baseball Stadium where the Quakes play, as well as the Empire Lakes Golf Course, a new library, and a new animal center. It was also at this time that the city set aside areas for industrial use, mostly south of Arrow Highway. By the early 2000s, the city's general plan was updated once again for creation of the 103-acre Central Park, development of the popular Pacific Electric Trail, and the massive 1.3 million square foot Victoria Gardens Mall. Today, Rancho Cucamonga covers more than 40 square miles and is home to more than 170,000 residents. And while development continues, there is a slightly different approach.
We still have some developable land, but not as much as we used to. So the city has changed in terms of how we're going to develop the rest of the community. We're looking at development that's more compatible with existing development in that area.
Rancho Cucamonga has certainly come a long ways in its first 35 years or so, but it is the city with a plan, and that careful planning early on can be credited for the successes of today.
I think early on identifying the plan for the city was very important because it really created the community identity that we have today. And one of those was to have great education opportunities, good community facilities, great services, and that's what we've done through the build out of the city and through the general plan. That's why people do move to the city, because of those services and the education opportunities that we have here in Rancho.
In Rancho Cucamonga, I'm David Wiley for RC Spotlight.
Well, that wraps up this edition of RC Spotlight, where we showcase how to live, work, and play in Rancho Cucamonga. If you tuned in late, don't worry. You can watch RC Spotlight on Channel 3 at 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. every day except for Wednesday, and online at the city's website. I'm your host, Heather Dawson. We'll see you next time.
Treat your family to Van Gogurt, packed with live and active culture to boost kids' math and reading skills.
It's sure to satisfy your hunger for inspiration.
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit AmericansForTheArts.org.
Make you grow up smart and successful so you could be a doctor, lawyer, handsome, genius composer. Like me.
Feed your kids the arts. Visit AmericansForTheArts.org.